Welcome back to Too Many Podcasts.
Too many podcasts. We took a little break, but we're back.
We're back stronger
Hope you didn't miss us so
than
much.
ever.
And we got Ennis back on the show, back on the podcast.
It's good to have Ennis back on.
It's our last podcast of 2022. What an eventful year we had. We had Ennis on a podcast before too. A bunch of guests, rappers, artists,
brothers,
fathers, my father. Yeah, it was crazy. We had a lot of people on this thing. Yeah, we did a good job.
Yeah.
But we kind of slacked for a month. A lot of stuff going on. Everybody's got their own personal lives. But we're back and we're talking about a topic that's been kind of been floating around here and there. It was more profound. I want to say it was more on the media a couple years ago, and then it was stopped talking about, and then it was talked about again and stopped, and it's like kind of like on and off.
It's like what's
trending on and off. If
yeah,
you really
like on
think about
TikTok,
it.
you see a lot of people.
Yeah, of course. I remember I also made a I made a TikTok video about this. If you're wondering what we're talking about, we are talking about Jeffrey. I almost said it. Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah,
that's a huge topic.
It is a very big topic, and he's
and I feel like it should be brought more to like a light. Like a lot of people should know about this, and
a lot of people do know about it. But what I'm saying is like it was talked about for a while, and then it got swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, this guy, he went to jail, allegedly killed himself in jail.
Well, some people believe that he's still alive.
Some people do, yeah, some conspiracy theorists. But what about the other people that had like deep connections with him, that were allegedly like tied to all this stuff that's going on? Like, I don't know if you know who going
like high, like value people.
A bunch of other people who
ex-presidents.
If you don't know who Jeffrey, I almost said it again, Epstein is, then damn, maybe you live under a rock or something. But anyway,
yeah,
he was pretty much a very, very, very rich man. Had an island, was inviting all these underage girls to come over there.
It's a private
soliciting, paying them, huh?
So he invited you?
He didn't invite me. Did he invite you in?
No.
Ennis was on the list now. But honestly, so he was soliciting all these young minors and stuff like that, and he was having like middlemen come and pretty much find these girls that were underage, and it started off with come to this island, get paid a couple $100.
He's paying them cash too.
Give this guy a massage, and then it would escalate. These women were vulnerable. They were taken advantage of, sexually abused. And this stuff went on for so long, and then
talk about minors.
Some people spoke up, and then more people spoke up, and then it turned into this big deal and big case, which it should be. Because it's a very serious topic. You got, and it's funny because normally it's the people in power. Normally, if this wasn't somebody in power, you'd hear about it. But normally, it's people.
Money is power. I'm
not sure. Yeah, you're right. But what I'm saying with somebody like that level, that scale of wealth, it's
like it should have been more spotlight. Like should have been more like out there instead of like you can see like as much as they want, they like hide in it. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
keep it low key. But then like people are like, like this is bad, and like there's a lot of people that went there.
That were on the list of people that went to the island that they're not talked about. Like, you know what I mean?
Trump. We're talking about Obama.
I don't know if Trump went to the island. I don't know if Obama. There's a bunch of people who allegedly went, who didn't go. But either way, it's like even if they allegedly went, why isn't it being further investigated with these people? It's just like, okay, well the ringleader of it was caught, sentenced to jail and whatnot. But what about everybody else who contributed to it? Normally, if someone's selling drugs, they'll bust that person, send him to jail, have him rat out the big person, and then they'll let that person go. But this is like a much more serious thing where even if you're affiliated with this and you have any connection, it shouldn't be rat this person out. Who did this? You're good to go. This is like fucking serious. Like, you know what I mean?
And this is it's happening everywhere. It's not just on Jeffrey too. It's like it's everywhere.
Child trafficking, all like
that's something.
Sex trafficking, all this stuff that people need to be brought aware of. And it's just like.
It happens all over the world too.
Oh yeah, some places more than others, but like specifically here, it's like something that they shouldn't just sit there and. For example, in the Jeffrey Epstein situation, they shouldn't just sit there and just go after him and like maybe a couple other people, but everybody that was affiliated with this guy that went to this island that had any type of association that could have been part of it should have been heavily investigated and not just like swept under the rug. Like, it's some pretty serious shit if you really think about it. So, and it's a damn shame to, people that are underage to have to go through this. You're 16 years old. How many of us, when we were 16, 17, even 18, your brain isn't fully fucking developed.
Yeah. No, not
I'm being honest. Your brain isn't fully developed.
And you can get tricked quickly. If you don't have life experience, like you can get manipulated. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can get
you're
manipulated real
Yeah,
quick.
you're
Yeah.
vulnerable. You're very vulnerable. Like now, it would be 26-year-old me. 80% of the shit I did when I was 16, I wouldn't. 90% I wouldn't do now.
Yeah,
Like
of
I know,
course,
so it's
yeah.
like, oh, I was vulnerable, I was stupid, this and that. You know, not saying these girls were stupid, but you know, they were vulnerable. They were young. They were
Taken
kids. They were taken
of.
advantage of.
Yeah,
Exactly. And it's like
yeah.
it's a damn shame how, you know, okay, go after Jeffrey Epstein, blah 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 blah. Sentences him to jail, hangs himself or whatever, and then okay, it's over. Like nobody really talks about it anymore. They're talking about how he killed himself, and then after a
They're
while,
gonna look for others who are.
they're not diving deep into this as if like, for example, like other investigations that, you know, whether it was the CIA, the FBI, like, you know, anything this country's ever dove into, like it was like thorough investigation. Some of this shit lasts years and years and years, like, you know what I mean, and they're still talking about it. But this, it's just like, you know, you kind of don't hear about it anymore.
You know how like when you go to Walmart, you go to like Kmart and all that, and you like go into the checkout and you see these like missing kids and missing people.
Yeah.
You think that's a part of shit like that? Like these kids are getting they're
Like being like trafficked and stuff.
They're like
It's
missing,
possible.
but like somebody just picked them up and
Yeah,
took them.
of course. And you know, sometimes I heard a lot about this shit too, and I'm not saying, and I'm not gonna dare have the audacity of the balls to sit there and say, oh, it's their parents that are selling them into this shit.
Right.
They're not, but there's been some truth found. Not saying like, you know, if someone's a parent, their kid's missing, man, like I hope your child is found, and I hope they're okay, and you're okay. But there has been some situations where the parents have sold their kids into sex trafficking. I'm so serious.
Just for a couple dollars, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a shame. It's like, you know, where's the love, you know? Where's the love with this?
I mean, especially with this like this world and how dirty it is, and
how it's becoming too.
yeah, like we should definitely keep an eye on that. We should definitely be more.
How about the Balenciaga thing? Have you heard about the whole Balenciaga situation?
That's another crazy.
That's another
story.
thing, you know, celebrity.
Like you see how like these verified people, verified companies are like getting away with something like this is serious. Like this is the top line.
Here's something I want to talk about too. It's, you know, the whole Kanye West thing. Obviously, I don't agree with it, but so these companies were so quick to cut ties with Kanye West, right? And I don't agree with what he said at all, you know. But when it comes to Balenciaga and the kids, some celebrities waited a fucking week to speak out about this shit because they didn't want to lose power because they're wearing not power, but like, you know, certain part of their image or reputation because they're wearing Balenciaga. But like you're pretty much promoting like child pornography in a sense, not to like a highest degree, but like in enough degree where it's like super concerning. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't want to be wearing any shit like, and this is a high fancy designer. I don't want to be wearing anything that promotes like taking advantage of like kids or like anything like that, or images of children, like portraying images of kids in a certain way. It's like, and then, you know, like I said about, you know, when like celebrities get into deep shit about stuff, it's like, oh, people cut ties with them, it's that day. Why the fuck are people waiting a week? You know, like these are kids.
Yeah, and like that's the shit we know of. So imagine what's happening behind the scene. Imagine all the shit that we don't know about that's happening out there.
And you know what's funny? But sometimes before when we do a podcast, we're like, oh, let's talk about something that, you know, is being talked about,
Yeah.
so people can relate, know what we're talking about. Did you see anything when you were looking about Balenciaga?
No.
I didn't see a fucking thing.
That shit popped up probably like for a week, and they hit it real quick. Boom, gone.
Yeah, and then it's just like those new stories. That's another thing I don't like about the media. It's like whoever
what's benefit them, they try to hide it. But what makes them look bad or makes them look like bad
they'll
people.
talk about it quick, and then they're like, okay, new story. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and
just
like,
to address it.
And they won't and they won't address it till they have to address it. You know, at a point where like, yo, everybody's talking about it. If nobody talked about it and it slid by, yo, just let's cut it. Don't talk about it, you know? And like that shit we should be looked at more, because like I have a kid.
I swear to God, I was just gonna say that. It makes me scared. Like
you're gonna have
we're gonna be having kids
have a
someday
kid
soon. Like, you know, like, and we're living in a generation where stuff like this isn't being taken
like
serious.
Our kids can be victims. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know what's funny? The funniest thing too is normally a kid says, "Oh, this happened," and people are like, "Oh, you know, it's just a kid. They're just telling stories." A lot of kids don't lie. Like a kid will have no problem going up to you if you're fat. You're ugly. Like, you know, kids will they'll say what's on their fucking minds. Like, they're pure. They have no shame in saying it. They don't have a filter.
Yeah,
you know what
and
I mean?
like some parents will be like, well, there's something weird in my kid. You know what I'm saying? They don't take him. You know how like you've seen these crazy, not crazy, like scary movies where this kid saw something and his mom think like, oh, he's having a bad dream, where he actually saw fucking something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Parents should be paying attention to their kids.
Especially this time of the year.
You can't necessarily say, you know, your kid, oh my, he's just being dramatic. We don't know. You know, that's your kid. At the end of the day, whether they're being dramatic or not, fucking investigate it. You know what I mean? And it goes to this back to the Balenciaga and the Epstein thing too. It's just like
we
as
should
a country,
we should get like we should look into it more, and we shouldn't hide it where it's gonna get to a point where we're gonna accept it to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that company you're talking about, like
Balenciaga,
yeah,
yeah.
if we didn't go, like if we didn't see it and we didn't go, like say there's some people didn't even see something wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? There's some people like, oh, that's cool, you know, like design, okay, but like not a lot of people, like not a lot of celebrities showed it for what it really was.
because they're like sold into the fact that like, oh, I make money off this company. But what's worth more, your money or the fact of like you should be doing what's right, but not only what's right, it's like something that's like like it's totally fucking wrong and disgusting. Like you're gonna put a dollar figure amount over like kids and like this other stuff, and
Selfishness.
it's disgusting. Plus, I don't know if it's another thing that makes me think about this. It's sexualizing kids. Like there was a movie on Netflix. I don't know if you guys remember. It was called Cuties, and it was like 11 to 10-year-old kids. Like you ever see like those movies, like those dancing movies, people like dancing like Step Up and something like that. It was a movie like that, but the kids were wearing like, some of them were wearing like leggings and like dresses, and like it was like not sexually dancing, but almost to an extent where it's like, if you're a fucking adult and you're watching this, what the fuck is the matter with you? You know what I mean? It's like there's gotta be a fucking line.
Yo,
like,
you know what?
shame on Netflix for allowing this shit to even come on. Like, you know what I mean? Shame on the people that take a week and a half, 2 weeks to speak on fucking Balenciaga, like Kim Kardashian, who waited so long to fucking
but
speak about
I don't.
it,
It's
you
not
know?
the Kardashians. There's a lot of people,
There's a lot.
of
I'm just using an
celebrities that just
example, but-
waited to blow up for them, because when something gets so much like talked about on social media, where like it's beneficiary for the celebrities to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But when something's not talked about and it low key kind of is gonna affect them, they don't talk about it till like it's trending. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
there's got to be a line where like,
Yeah.
fuck what's trending, fuck this, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's about what's right. And
What's
what's wrong. If
crazy
you have
about
kids,
this?
you know.
I was watching a TikTok video about this mother. What was she's like, oh, I noticed something like weird about my TikTok. I would upload videos of me or like my family or like me cooking, and then like it would get so little view, and then
She
like
put up
what
a video of her daughter.
or of her
and, like,
daughter,
people were,
like
sexualizing her,
we're
a
talking
little
about like
kid.
5-6-year-olds,
Yeah,
you know.
and people sexualizing
That
it,
video
yeah.
blows up, you know what I'm saying? And like she starts seeing a pattern where it's like, yo, it's only my little daughter that these
It's fucking terrifying.
like it's
Yeah.
fucking old people watching little girls, you know what I'm saying? Like
I've seen that video too. You're talking about how this woman came out and spoke up about it, and they're like, people commenting like sick shit, grown ass men, like
Yeah.
typing, you know, and it's just like number one, like, is that so say someone posts a video on TikTok, right, and does something, the algorithm will cater to it. You know, they'll be like, okay, let's promote this shit. Like, you're like, the algorithm's not calling this shit out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, number, why do you have a 5-year-old? I'm not blaming her. Like, you
yeah,
know
of
what I
course
mean?
she doesn't know. She's
No,
just
because she
trying-
doesn't know.
just
She's
trying
a
to
mom.
create like
But,
some contact with her family.
Of course, you know, and a lot of content creators do that. But I think, you know, we don't realize, and sometimes when stuff like this happens, you start to realize how fucking sick people are. Or maybe it's like, it's best that, you know, at the end of the day, these people who are sick, they're always gonna have access to a fucking phone and
Of
social
course.
media. I think we should just, you know, people as parents, keep your kids off social media.
And like even sex offenders, would even when they get caught, they spend so little time in jail and they're out. And what, you get a phone call, you get a mail, oh, this sex offender in your area is out. Like, are you serious?
So
like
quick.
Yeah,
So
like,
but
like,
if you,
it's just something
states,
like
you say you get caught with weed and you're in jail longer than a sex offender. I'm sorry, I feel
Yeah.
10 times more safer with somebody who sold a dime bag of weed than somebody who's a sex offender or a pedophile. And I'm being totally honest. This whole system, man, it's just fucked. The media's fucked.
and
The
they
system's
trying to like
fucked.
they trying to just make us, they trying to like normalize it, you know, like they're trying to make it normal. Like right now, okay, we stand up against it, and like little they're gonna go and they're gonna put something out there, and they're gonna make it so normal to us that we're gonna like
Just be
not
used to
say
it and not
anything
care
more. That's
about
it,
it
you
that
know, like
much.
it's happening where like fuck, like I'm getting kids, like do I want my kid to go through this? What do I have to do? Put my kid in a fucking room and lock the door on him?
Yeah.
like it just it gets scary, and especially once you become a parent, and you'll just look at it like, wait a minute, like when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, I didn't give a fuck about none of this shit. I don't care. If it's not
Scary,
affecting
but
me,
it's
I
like,
don't
whatever,
care.
Exactly.
But
now
once
it's like
you
when it's affecting you now.
it is
Or it
affecting
could
you.
affect you, yeah.
Like
directly.
what do we need to do as parents, as like a brother or as a sister, like what we can do? What can we do about it to fix this? Like, yeah, we don't have the money. Yeah, we don't have the power. But if more of us talk about it, we can do a change. But if one person likes it and one person doesn't like it, we can't do much, and we have to stand as a group against this, or this is just gonna keep getting bigger. And like the devil doesn't he doesn't like to force something on you. He wants you to accept what he wants, you know. So like I was watching a video about Andrew Tate. Crazy how I always go about Andrew Tate, how he's explaining about this company, how it's like okay, they put it out there, they telling us what it is. So you can't say you didn't tell us what it is. No, we told you what it is. What's the design? We are sex offenders. We like kids, and we like that. They telling us. So that's what the devil does. The devil likes to show you what he's doing and wants you to accept it the way it is. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about this, Anas?
I mean, but here's the thing. But like nowadays, really, like, even if you're saying like to lock a kid in a room or so, but like you're really not disciplining your kid. You're not teaching your kid anything. This is what teaching your kid.
Yeah, what they see, what they're exposed to.
You know what they go through. And sometimes even if they're not looking for it, it's just
It's there.
It's there. It's just whether it's publicly maybe on Facebook and all that. But what's it called? That's you're really at this point, like before, let's say for example, like my dad used to, for example, take my phone away, or take my computer away, or take my, and I would just learn that, and then he would talk to me out of it, talk to me into, like, this is right, this is wrong, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, but nowadays you really can't. I have a my father's friend, he took his phone from his daughter that was like 15, 16-year-old. That was in the Emirates, and when he took her phone and he left her in the room, he didn't lock on her, but he just left her in the room. Half hour later, she jumped out of the window out of a 30th floor. Yeah, I swear to God, I swear that's like what is this generation that we're in?
I honestly think it's like people are attached to fucking smartphones and shit. Yo, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I know I'm a few years older than you guys. Oh, not by much. 3 years. You're what? 24, 25, 26, maybe 27. Yeah. When I was young, it's like, I remember I had my first phone when I was so excited. It was a Nokia. It wasn't the flip. It was like, here's the thing, it slides up. All you could do is call and text. Yeah. You didn't have...
The one that breaks the tiles.
Huh?
Like, it's hard to break.
It's hard to break. The 3310, I think it was called.
I don't know. No.
They used to say it's so strong you can
No,
break
but
the
like,
tile.
okay, so even like the flip phone...
Like, yeah, it didn't do much. It was just texting and calling.
So
it was just
the whole point... that parents had kids have phones is like, if there's an emergency, you call me.
That's how it started.
That's how it should have stayed.
Yeah.
Now you got fucking 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds access to iPads.
Better phones than I do.
This kid's 16. They're on. I want to be on TikTok. They see 18-year-olds doing dance and trends. They start doing it, and it just takes one fucking creep to sit there and watch this shit. And it's like kids should not have the access to this. You got an iPad, leave it at school. You don't take the shit home. You have a flip phone, you watch TV. Go outside and fucking play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, under parent supervision, obviously. But, like, don't sit there and be stuck. Because, you got to we got a generation, everybody's glued to their phones. Even as adults, we're guilty of it. But kids, where's their childhood? You know what I mean? And it's not only that. It's like, it's scary when they have access to the social media where they're around these people who are predators or any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Or, like, all, like, the sexualizing all this stuff. It starts where kids pick up phones. I don't know. Like, everybody wants to be an adult. Everybody does stupid shit. Especially when you're a kid, you're more vulnerable. But the kid shouldn't have access to this. You have a kid. You want to give him a phone. Give him a fucking flip phone. The whole purpose is to call you, make sure they're okay. They don't need to be on this.
But you can't stop that. You can't stop that. We are going so much in technology, bro. Like imagine what's coming next. You know what I'm saying? But like,
especially now with the
it's
meta,
like all that virtual shit. But what we need to do is get these people off the streets, the sex offenders, and we need to educate our kids on this shit.
Definitely. You really can't take anything away.
No more slaps on the wrist.
Because you take a phone from this kid, he's gonna look at you as like you are the bad person now.
I get that, but at the same time, you gotta there's like a line between everything, and I think we need to realize as adults too, that kids, TikTok, all these apps, you have to be like 16 plus at least to even be on the fucking app.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Not to cut you off. You know how TikTok in China, none of the shit we see on our TikTok.
Yeah, they have like all educating stuff.
All educating
I know
shit.
This. I know
and you can't be like certain hours.
The point of the matter I'm trying to make when parents,
it's the country, bro. It's
the algorithm
where we are, bro. If this country want us to become better, if this country want us to succeed, if this country want our kids to be safer, they do shit what China's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's crazy how like
And you're not saying they're right about everything, but it's just that particular thing. Really, it's like where like they want to learn. Actually, that's why they say, oh, you know, a lot of kids from there are smart and stuff. It's because, you know, they teach their kids, you know, this is right, this is wrong.
I get that.
But here it's just like at a point where when is it gonna stop? Right?
They do anything for fucking money. It's just
get that.
anything for money. Kids, no kids, grandmas, grandpas, whatever who you are, your soul doesn't mean shit. If they can get a couple dollars off your body, you're out. You know what I'm saying?
The point of the matter I'm trying to make is, yeah, obviously, you know, it's hard to sit there. You know, kids are gonna have smartphones. They shouldn't be on fucking social media at 11 and 12 years old. You get what I'm saying? It's dangerous. You know, if something, dude, it's always, you see like fucking creepy guys messaging these kids, and they're vulnerable. They message them back. As a parent, you can't be around your kid 24/7 stalking them. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying, hey, give them a fucking, as simple as a flip phone. You call me on it. Like, you understand, like the fundamentals of reality of you being a kid and living your fucking childhood, not being absorbed into a phone and like social media and being exposed to dangerous shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I get your
shouldn't
point.
Be on
yeah.
social media at all.
But I get your point. But when it comes to that, bro, like everybody has them, and when your kid's not having them, he's
like,
gonna
why
come.
Does this person have
Yeah,
it?
so I'm saying, like I did that with my dad. Everybody had them PSPs and the DS, and I came crying, man. I'm like, Bubba, why can you get us PSP? We don't have it, blah, blah. And like you, bro, it's gonna like later on, these phones are gonna get cheaper, and everybody gonna have access to them.
Yeah, but in a sense, that's like
it should be. You should say it should be monitor,
so you can't download certain apps.
Like,
Maybe they should download.
You should know what your kid is watching. You should limit him from what he's watching. And like I saw,
regulated.
Yeah, you should keep an eye on your son. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, don't leave like a kid in the room by himself on phone. Like my dad used to put our computer in the middle of the living room. You have to do something. It's right there.
That's smart. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a laptop that you can fold. No, it's a fucking computer. You put it there. You want to do something? It's right there. You know, and nobody used to use it. You know what I'm saying? So just like. It's the relationship between you and your kids, and then it's the people who's controlling this shit should actually care. Like, yo, like it's one of your kids. Like, you think the people who's control of these social medias, who has power, do they do the same thing to us or to our kids what they do to their kids?
No, I don't
probably not. You know, they probably don't.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So like, why our kids can be. Like his kid might be valuable to me, like he's my kid. Why can my kid be valuable to his kid? Like, you know what I'm saying, like see it as an equal eye.
You shouldn't just give it. Be like, that's my kid. I care, but I don't care.
Like we're human. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like
it's our nature to
without your
kids,
power, without your money, you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
Just
like
a human being. You know?
Yeah, you bleed the same way, and you shouldn't be happy on our suffering. You know, that's what it is. Like,
shouldn't be making money and like
on our suffering. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, we need to get enough people to actually talk about this, and parents to like, yo, look at reality, like face it, stop running away from the fucking truth. Like, I am so scared to have more kids. I really am, especially if I get a daughter, bro. Like,
yeah, I get scared of that shit too.
Like, of course, God's gonna give me whatever He wants to give me, but like, what do I need to do? I need to leave this country and go to a safer country, but it's getting everywhere. Like, it's gonna get to a point where this is already everywhere. Yeah, it's already everywhere. You know, and like, we need to put an end to it by educating our kids, and by actually
educating parents too,
and actually electing people who are gonna take care of these problems, not electing people who's gonna don't care about us and just care about how they're gonna make their next dollar. You know what I'm saying? And I just think like it's gonna get bigger than this, bro. Like, this is nothing. This is like, it's hitting, and slowly the truth is gonna get out. And I'm just worried about what's next. You know, like
there was a girl in Egypt that was maybe 2 years ago, a year ago. She was very popular on TikTok, and little by little she was talking to like the girls, and she's like, "Oh, I get you famous on TikTok," and little by little she convinced them to make them like sort of prostitutes, I swear. And they like what they would do.
Was this an actual grown ass woman like convincing kids, or she was posing? Is it a woman? Was a guy doing this?
No, it was a girl that was doing it, but she was never really the one that's having the sex. It was like other girls.
No, I get that, but
so she would come up to other girls, like, "Yo, you want to get famous?"
Yeah, and you want to get
a grown ass woman doing this?
No, it was like, it was an 18 to 19-year-old, and she got into prison for it.
Well, you should go to prison.
And she got so many girls into it because, let's say over there, especially like with poverty there, if they're making $200 a month, you'd be like, yeah, you can make $100 in one day. And they're like, well, why not?
Yeah.
And it's. And then 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds going out with like 60-year-olds just for the money, and they don't know what they're doing really. All they doing is just they're just going on with it. They're like, oh, and since they see that others have done it within that circle, they think it's okay, and they think that
because they see one person do it. This 18, 19-year-old girl comes around, is like, you want to make money? You want to be on fucking TikTok or this or that, and then all it takes is one fucking person to sit there and be like, yeah, no, this person's cool, and then this person comes on, and then this person says, oh, now there's 2 people on board.
Yeah.
Okay, I trust this because you got 2 people on fucking board, and then there's 4 people, 10 people, 20 people. All of a sudden, everybody's sitting there.
You think this is funny, Matt?
I'm not saying this.
Do you think this is funny?
I can't help but look at you and laugh. I don't know fucking why. Maybe I put a screen in front
I
of.
just wanted to make sure if you thought that was funny, because I was like, do you think that was funny?
No, yeah, it's hysterical. No, the point of the matter I'm trying to say is people see one kid, they think, oh, maybe this person's the cool kid. I'm gonna follow this person and what they do, because let's be real. When you're in school and there's somebody popular. Like, say there's no matter where you are, at school or high school, middle school, there's always a popular kid.
Yeah.
And if this person is doing that, and like everybody's looking at them, like, I want to be like this kid.
Yeah. You need to stop looking at us.
I can stop looking at it.
Yeah.
I want to be like this kid. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you always popular, the popular kid.
And they start doing
so much
shit like
attraction,
that, and they get more influence than the other
Yeah.
people because people want to be like this. They're like, oh, this person's got this person's got that. I want to do the same shit they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you see somebody that's going down the same path, and it's more easier to be vulnerable to sit there and want to do these things. You get what I'm saying? So and it's good that 18, 19 years old, if you're doing that and you're luring kids into the situation, and they're vulnerable and they're being taken advantage of, you should be suffering the same fucking repercussions as a grown-ass person.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think the government should open their eyes, and we should stop picking these people off the street. Like, I see mad videos on TikTok where, like, these parents, they go up to these stranger people in Walmart. Oh, are you here to meet this 14-year-old?
I've seen those TikToks.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're all
so
over the
many
place.
of them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, there was
Some people let him go. Some people let him go
The
after
other
that.
day, bro, I saw a police officer. This guy was doing. He's like, "Oh, you're a police officer."
Yeah, he followed him to the police station
he's
too.
like, "Yeah, you're here to meet
yeah.
this 14." I'm like, bro, like, there's so many of them, bro. There's so many of them where it's getting crazy, bro. And like, bro, I don't know. It's crazy, and like,
We just hope that it gets to an end.
If we don't start doing something about it, and the people who's in power should start doing something about it, like, to be honest, when you see something wrong and you don't do something about it, that means you are encouraging it.
You're
right?
almost, and in
You're
a sense, you're
supporting it.
guilty by association.
That's what I'm saying.
You're also guilty for not speaking up.
So I feel like if these people who's in power are letting this happen, then you should might as well put them in that category. There are sex offenders. Like, I'm sorry, but like,
I've seen videos of, speaking of the thing on TikTok you're talking about, on how people go up to them, like, like they're reading conversations of whether it's their daughter or their niece, and they meet up with this person, or they figure out where they work based off of reading the conversation.
Yeah.
And I see some, and I'm like, oh, good for them. So many people fucking let them go. And they're like, oh, they let him go. They don't call the cops. They don't do anything. They end the video.
Yeah, but they put him on social media.
Okay,
They know who he is.
I get
now.
that, but they're not dealing with any repercussions or.
Well, because what, the cops are gonna take him. He's gonna be out in the next couple months, and
No,
then you're
okay.
gonna get a little phone call telling you, hey, there's a sex offender living in your area.
What do you? I get that, and it's totally wrong. But
Like-
would you not call the police on somebody like that? I wouldn't let somebody like that go. Like, you'd probably want to fucking kill him, to be totally honest.
Well,
with you.
and there's some countries that actually do that for shit like that not to happen again, when you can't just put him in prison and this, like, you say, oh, he's sorry now, let's let him out. No, he's gonna do exactly.
Is it a fucking
If he did it
disease?
once, he's gonna do it again. Same thing when, like, when a husband hit his wife, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again. It only takes that first time, and that's it, because he's gonna be like, I'm like that. No, like, these people should be held accountable for what they did, and they should be. Like, I don't know what kind of punishment you want to choose for them, but they should be punished, and something severe, not a load of punishment
set a fucking example for other
where they
people.
can sit in jail and they can eat 3 times a day and all that bullshit. No, like Andrew Tate, you know what he was saying? He said, yo, you should put these people, whoever steals and rob and do all this crime, you should put him in the middle of the desert with 1 meal a day, and every day you should video him and tell him what did he learn today, and do it for years and years and years.
I bet no one else would ever do it.
It needs something like that.
People need examples set too, because someone does something like this. There's no serious repercussions. Get out. I'll go fucking do it again. You know how many times? Here's the scary part. Look up. You don't have to do this now. But like sex offenders, how many of them are repeat offenders? They get out and they do it again. They get out and what the fuck is up with the system? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you want to protect kids and this and that, and you're putting these people back out on the fucking street. And they're doing the same thing.
Jeffrey was a high school student?
He got
teacher?
time out for being loud. He got caught for doing shit in his fucking apartment in Manhattan in 2005 for shit like that, for underage girls.
Before,
and you know what? They still let him work. We were watching that 6 days a week. They still let this fucking guy work. And then guess what? They let him out. No serious repercussions. Now he's got a fucking island. He's private expanding. Island, Business is fucking booming for Jeffrey Epstein. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's because these people don't fucking learn.
What's exposed about him.
Yeah.
Or for example, I'm not going to bring up the whole story. The whole story because we did a podcast on this before. The guy who was stealing from the person I know that I'm very close to. It was his third fucking time doing it, and he stole at a bigger scale each time. And what the judge do? Slap on the wrist. How the fuck do you expect people to learn? Pedophiles, thieves, this and that.
But I bet if he was a different color, his punishment would have been different.
Not even that. Yeah, it's like, because listen, it comes to a point where it's like that. It's like that too. It is like that. Yes, of course. But sometimes too, no matter what color you are, if you have money, the color's out of the picture. Yeah. I learned something. I was in this class, and it was had this teacher, and everybody's talking about, it's about color. He's like, yeah, of course it's about color, but he said there's an even bigger scale. It's even more worried about money, where you can be, it doesn't matter what color you are, you can be the most oppressed color, most targeted color, but if you have money, it does not matter.
Yeah, like how
OJ Simpson,
like artists get away with murder,
and anybody, just people with money,
they can just sing about it and just get away with it.
Exactly. It comes to a point where you can have so much money that whether people are being targeted as a minority group for the color of their skin, where that's out of the picture now. We don't look at you based on that. We look at you as
how much you're paying in taxes. You got
so much money, like Jeffrey Epstein. Like
how much you're paying in taxes? How much do you support the president? How much you have money to put in?
And they let these people go, and they do it again and again and again and again, and they never fucking learn. And they're just back on the street, and they do it again. And it's at the end of the day, it's kids suffering, people.
Till somebody die. That's what it is. Till somebody die. And if it didn't come up to an attention to somebody, that's it. Just whatever the next victim is, which is, it's crazy, bro. We don't have to lose somebody for us to fucking open our eyes. You know what I'm saying? We don't, like, how many, like, okay, like, I would say, like, this is just me thinking out of my head. I would just say from all these missing kids out there, half of them are being sex trafficking. Half of them. There's no way a kid can.
At least a good amount. Yeah.
There's no way a child just go missing, bro. Like, there's a lot of videos also online where like these people are just snatching kids in the middle
out
of
these
the
people that are
these
people that are snatching kids, how many of them do you think were sex offenders, or at least have like shit on their record where they just been let go? It should be a thing where it doesn't matter how much money you are, what race or color you are. One set of rules.
There is a red line. That's it.
There should be a line for serious shit.
Okay, stealing a fucking candy bar. Okay, it's a fucking candy bar. Kidnapping a kid, like that's
10 times
more serious. Your hand should be cut off for that.
Being a
like,
pedophile,
seriously,
kidnapping kids, sex trafficking, that shit's way more serious than drug dealing. They should fix the fucking system, and then there should be a rule where everybody has to play by these rules, no matter how much money you have, no matter what your social class is, no matter how, like, if you're a politician, doesn't matter. No more, this person's got money, this person has connections. No, fuck that. Everybody plays by the rules. Like when you go to some countries and stuff, it's like you can bribe a cop, get away.
Hell yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it's corrupt, but everybody plays. Like, you know what I mean? It's like over here, it's like, oh, people like that doesn't happen in America. No, it doesn't. If I get pulled over for doing 110 miles an hour, I have to go to court. This and that. But you're a fucking the mayor, this and that. They're gonna let you go. These countries you pay to play. There should be a fucking rule where it's just one rule. No matter how rich you are, no matter how powerful you are, no matter what color skin you are, where you're from,
what religion.
The rules are the fucking rules,
for everybody.
And that's it.
And that's how like whoever has system like that,
they're gonna succeed.
They're most successful countries.
They're gonna be way
world,
more successful, and there should be such serious shit, such serious rules when it comes to being a pedophile or human trafficking or any of these terrible things,
murder and all that,
stealing X amount of dollars, so many offenses where it's like, okay, all right, no more fucking chances, or like there should be things like that, like the pedophiles, sex trafficking. There's no 2 strikes, 3 strikes, you're out. It's once. That's it. You fuck up once.
But that's what I'm saying. If you do it once, you're gonna do it again. I promise you.
But that's why
if
these
you
people-
have this thing inside you where you like little kids, like if you don't get severe consequences, you're gonna do it again and again and again. Find somebody who's robbing, cut his hand off. He won't rob again. I promise you.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And then the people, and you know that's Sharia in the Middle East, and the people that see that shit, they're not gonna fucking.
Hell yeah.
Number one, they're
Yeah.
not gonna steal because they don't have no fucking hands.
Yeah.
But the people that see it and thought about stealing, they're not gonna do it. You go to the Middle East and there's jewelry stores, they don't even lock it. You walk right through the gold, like the silver, everything, expensive shit's out there. It's not locked. Nobody's touching it because they know, damn, if I touch that, goodbye my fucking hands. You can't do that over here. You know what I mean? People are like,
Oh,
that's
that's too
extreme.
much. Yeah, that's extreme.
That's extreme.
Yeah, but
It's-
taking our kids and sleeping with them is not extreme
Yeah,
at all. You
like
know?
somebody going to jail for fucking a dime bag of weed for 10 years, but a pedophile can get out in a few months. It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
It does
You know
not.
what I mean? And I was explaining this to other people. They talk about, you know, Sharia law. Oh, it's this, it's that. Look, actually, if you don't know what Sharia law is, don't sit there and think it's just like, oh, it's a terrible way of law. It's not. If it doesn't harm anybody. Listen, and if you're afraid of it, then maybe there's a problem with you. Because if you're not going to steal anything anyway and you're a good person,
Why
you're
you
not
worried?
going to harm kids or kill somebody, you have nothing to
worry
worry
about.
about.
It's
You
true.
don't have a single thing to worry about. If anything, you should feel safer because nobody's going to be stealing your shit. Nobody's going to steal your car. Nobody's going to screw with this person or kill you or this or that. Because guess what? If they're going to do that, if they're going to kill you, it's in the middle.
There's
You
a big
kill somebody, you're going to die. Like, that's it. That's it. Like, you're like, and honestly, like, when I was younger, I saw these things. I'm like, that's extreme. But then you grow up and you realize it's not extreme. What's extreme is that these people who are doing this shit here are getting away with it.
Yeah.
And they're going back and they're doing it again at larger scales, and it's the people that are suffering. But when you see the video, what I saw of the guy going around, he's in the Middle East and he's in a jewelry store. It's closed and everything's unlocked. Everything's untouched. And not a single person went up to there and was trying to steal anything.
They won't. They know what's
You
gonna
know,
happen.
and I
It's
feel
not everywhere. We're not generalizing. It's not everywhere, but not everywhere in the Middle East. But like
It's
in
where it's
places
controlled.
where
it's
yeah,
it's much more
where
controlled
the
than it is
rules
here.
are
Yeah.
actually, you know.
They take an order. Yeah. But the point of this whole podcast is we should be like more educated on topics like
more
that,
conscious of what's going on.
conscious, and like we need to bring this out to our kids, to our brothers, sisters,
Yeah, right.
and keep an eye out. Like keep an eye on this shit because this shit is gonna happen and it is gonna keep going if we're not gonna do nothing about it. I promise you. If you don't have kids, you're gonna have kids one day, and you're gonna worry about this even more. Or if you find somebody taking your kid.
And they need to,
you
and
know?
honestly, they need to reform the justice system when it comes to this stuff, letting people go, giving
Yeah.
people second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances, giving them 10 chances if they have X amount of dollars in their bank account. You know, this lawyer knows this judge. If you can afford this lawyer, then this lawyer will talk to this judge and get
Yeah.
you off the. It's fucking bullshit. Because the people are the only ones that are suffering. The kid, when it comes to pedophiles and human sex trafficking and all these other people at, you know, whether it's little scales like that are human sex trafficking or larger scales like the Jeffrey Epstein of people that are getting away with it until they're like really, really caught red-handed. It's like, you know, enough is enough. Like, everybody plays by the same fucking rules. Fix the fucking system. Stop giving people that do serious shit second, third chances. Never mind third chances, even second chances. Like, once and you're done. That's it.
Major like
Because you'll be
major
afraid to do
yeah
that first time.
major crime. Once you do it once, like it's easier for you to do it again. If it's a major thing, like a major.
'Cause you don't feel as
crime.
guilty about it.
Could you do it
Before
you
you're
know,
like, oh, I feel guilty. I don't want to do this. And then you do it. And then you're like, you know, I just did
it's
it.
not that bad.
And not only did I
Like,
do it, I got away with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it again, and now I'm gonna do it at a bigger scale. You know,
And
people
I'm
that
trying
shop-
to. I'm gonna be careful. I'm not gonna kill. I'm not gonna get caught again till somebody.
You know,
die,
most people that shoplift start off with one little thing, one little
Yeah,
item, and then they
yeah.
build up to like fucking going to the fitting room, having like 10 outfits on under their shirt, stuff in their bag. It escalates, and it's just like when you don't reprimand these people, it gets out of hand, gets out of control.
Does.
So it's shit. You know, we gotta do something about this, especially, you know, as parents. You're a parent. You're
Maybe it's a
Your
Year's
father.
resolution.
a New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution. Yeah, that's a good idea. No, but like, you know, it's gotta be
and
done.
and how we can change that is by
Being more
talking about it
conscious,
more
too, yeah.
and who we elect in office, from mayor to president to all of that. That's how we can change.
But there's
Yeah.
also got to be a thing too, because hear me out, and we can wrap up after this. But listen, a lot of times people will be like, and there's been so many politicians guilty of this. You know what? If you vote for me, I'll take care of this for you. They get your vote, they're in office, and then they don't do anything because now they're in office. They got what they wanted. Oh, I don't care about this. I got where I wanted. I got what I wanted from you. You know, there should be a thing where people.
But sometimes the people around him too, you know.
Of course, but there should be a thing where it's at the end of the day, this country is built. We the people, by the people, for the people. don't forget, like you're in office, but you're here for us.
Yeah.
Should be a point where people can like rally together and get together, and it's like, fuck your position. We're more powerful than you. Like you do this. Like you said you were gonna do this, you have to do this. Like there should be terms and conditions, man, or like things with the sex trafficking and pedophiles and stuff like that. Like you said you were gonna do this, you should do this. Like you're gonna do this. You don't have a fucking choice. Like you know what I mean? It shouldn't be that anymore. It should be like we have more power.
No, if you get, I'll just give you guys a stimulus check. That's it.
Yeah, I know,
I'll give you guys a $1,200. You guys are gonna like me more than anything. It really is, bro. It's crazy what money can do, bro. It's crazy.
But you're watching too many podcasts.
Thank you guys for
Thanks for
watching.
being patient too and sticking around after a whole month. We haven't dropped anything. But
Guys, make sure you hit the subscription button, the subscribe button, like, and if you guys want to you guys want topics to talk to
type
us,
in the comments.
just type it in.
Give us some stuff to talk
Spread
about.
this, share this video to everybody you guys know, and
Parents.
and you guys have a very good day and a happy New Year to you.
Happy
Happy New Year.
Peace.